You are.
Allah tsare ka Allah dawo mana da kai lafiya muna nan cikin natsuwa ba mu da fargaba Allah zai dawo da kai lafiya Allah tsare ana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun.
Such an interesting time for Malam Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State and the former minister of FCT. On his 66th birthday, he's headed to EFCC. He was born on 16th February 1960. Such an interesting and symbolic moment for Malam Nasir El-Rufai. Is he going to be sleeping at EFCC custody today on his birthday? They are going to say, oh no, this man supported Asiwaju so much. Maybe let him go home another day, he can come and sleep. What's going to happen?
Well, we expect a lot to happen today at the EFCC as Malam El-Rufai goes to EFCC to answer his invitation. We heard that his supporters are saying that they've prepared themselves. About 400 or more people are going to take him to the EFCC, and they're going to be sure bring him back to his house that they will not allow their leader to sleep in the EFCC. Let's see what happens. Whether the EFCC will let him go home or they will hold him back is yet to be discovered. But as the event unfold, we keep an eagle eye on them.
Okay, let me come to you, Peter. Certainly, political persecution is not the best thing for anybody to go through. It's a terrible thing. Instead of the people leading, us to use the instrument of state to provide the basic amenities for us and environment for prosperity, they use it in shutting down our voices so we are not able to speak up. That is not good. But accountability, you cannot also push it aside. I mean, what is the essence of creating the FCC if not to call it to question? Even though I've always believed that preventive measure should be the main thing they should focus. And for what we are even seeing recently, not to give excessive credit to Lukayode, he's been working more on preventive measures recently, and he's been doing a lot to see how much EFCC can move into preventive measures, so we don't have to be coming on this line of after 3 years of anything we begin to ask you a question, even when most of those assets would have been misused. Now, is it of the supporters to say we must bring him home, or it is of the law to say, oh, he can go home based on personal recognition or for his birthday and come back later, or based on what we think we have on him, we think is going to be a danger to the society, and we might not allow him to go home until he fulfills the bail condition and all that. Which way do we follow? Is it of the supporters or of the law?
I am of the opinion, and I agree with people that believe that we should not use our institution to witch hunt people,
yes,
to torture people. But having said that, I want to tell you, EFCC this, they shouldn't get bullied. Madam El-Rufai is like every other Nigerian. If he has offended the law, if he has breached the law, if he has abused his time of office, the law should take its course. So they shouldn't allow, let it be 1 million people there. They shouldn't allow them to be bullied. Because you don't say they're wrong presidents. They shouldn't. Because if you allow it, first, if you allow Madam to get away with it today, every person want to take you. But there's a proviso. As long as he has done something wrong, they should face it. But if it's for political vengeance, no, it shouldn't happen.
Oftentimes, Philip, let me come to you. It becomes difficult to separate this political persecution from the actual accountability, because there's no status limitation on any crime, while in office, and you can't really hold government down. That why now? They could just tell, oh, this is the time we are done with our investigation or whatever. Do you think this is political persecution? Well, if El-Rufai was to be serving as a minister under Asiwaju, do you think they'll be calling him for this?
You see, this is what we've always said on this table. Because there's no way we could separate this from political vendetta than to say this is accountability, or government trying to show accountability or trying to fight corruption. We also heard from the grapevine that, look, the city governor of Kaduna State today felt threatened if El-Rufai is free by the 2027 election. He felt the only safer way for him to get his re-election is to cage El-Rufai. These things are out there. Like the question you asked, if El-Rufai were to be minister under this administration, because we remember that he was nominated to be minister and he was screened out by the Senate. Is it that we don't have people in the government today that wholeheartedly they shouldn't have anything to do with the EFCC? On the question you asked, Peter, whether El-Rufai should allow to go home. EFCC basically they deal with financial crimes, and financial crime are bailable offenses. They are not treasonable offenses. So therefore, El-Rufai as an ex-governor, a former minister, and his position in the society,
and actually the BPE,
so he should be allowed to go home, irrespective of people who follow him there or not, because these are financial crime for crying out loud. He had not committed murder.
Okay, let me come to you, Peter. What if the EFCC had done their investigation where they could just charge him immediately, or charge him according to within the timeline? They could hold somebody and not charge the person. Because what I don't like is you hold somebody, you start doing investigation. It's actually against the law. What you are doing is against the person's fundamental human right. It should be done with your investigation. So when you get the person on board, then charging should be done immediately. Or if you are withdrawing your charges, it's still within the powers of EFCC or any prosecuting agency to either choose to charge or not. Do you think EFCC is ready for him?
Yeah, I think they are, because firstly, this invitation was sent out to him late last year, and he acknowledged it. And I must give to Malam, because some other person would have stayed back where they were. He was in Egypt when the invitation came to him. I mean that he's willing to come and face whatever they have against him. That's a kudos to him. But that's my own concern, is that we shouldn't allow this crowd, these things, to determine how we run our cases in Nigeria. EFCC, but their status, they have a limit to which they can hold Malam. If they feel like they need him for 2 days, Malam is not like, it's like everyone in Nigeria. They've heard Malam, they heard other people there for days. So as long as he did not abuse the law, it's within the law that's established the EFCC. I don't have any issue with it. For Malam to have come, he's prepared to come and face the charges against him and claim himself. So let it not be based on people that came with him. Yeah. That's my own. Let it be based on the law, how any other Nigerians could have been treated.
Yeah. Okay, let me come to you, Philip. Today is EFCC. Mind you, the botched arrest at the airport was to be DSS. So does it mean he has cases against the state that ESS should be taken on, and cases of financial crimes that EFCC should be taken on? We saw something that appears to be like this with Malami. When he was almost getting done with EFCC, he got into issues of terrorism financing, which that has to do with DSS. Is that what the kind of things we're going to see here?
You are one of the advocates of the fact that prevention is better than than cure.
Yes,
and that the EFCC basically, when you look at the act that established the EFCC, it was established specifically to avert financial crime,
to prevent stealing of our money, to make sure it doesn't happen.
From day one, when financial transaction is ongoing, they should trace the transaction to know whether they are legitimate or not, whether people are stealing government money or not, and if they are stealing government money, they need to move in immediately and avert it. This is a governor who has served for 8 years and is out of government for 2 years. You merely send him invitation just late last year, after the man has left the ruling party. All the people that you see, that whether Malami or not, the act is very clear. We have seen in other crime, if security agencies are investigating crime, they won't invite you. They will have their evidence ready, and once you are invited, you are taken straight to court because they have done with their investigation. Like the question you asked, are they ready for him today? If they had their evidence steady, they should charge him to court straight away. It is for the court to remand him or grant him bail.
Yeah.
So therefore, the EFCC, what they are doing today, whether his case is going to be like Malami or not, it's all boiled down to the fact that's why we cannot separate it from political witch hunt, or it is for accountability or fighting corruption wholeheartedly, because these things are not done in such a way that we can speak to them that this is the direction they are going or not, because these things are not the way they should be.
Okay, let me come to you. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Based on what Malan said, and based on your question, he has a case with ICPC. What happened at the airport was ICPC that procured DSS to go and adopt him, based on what Malan said. And that happened on Thursday. That same Thursday, finally, they sent a letter to him, which they ought to have done earlier, inviting him to come and answer. They sent me a letter, asked him to come on Friday. He told me they responded to the ICPC, said it's not possible. Or they have an invitation, which you intend to honor on Monday with EFCC. So you should watch your own turn. So the issue still remains that if he has cases with these people,
certainly
you should go and but I get issues with Nigeria and have it. It mustn't be selective. It should cut across the board. As I said earlier, there are people.
And when are we going to be seeing? And when are we going to be seeing those who have questions to answer and are serving with the current government and are working with the current government, for the government to say no, you can't work with us because you have a case to answer with EFCC? Step down, resign, or do those so that you can go and answer your question. It doesn't have to be only people who are not serving. The question is, if Malam Nasir El-Rufai is a minister in this government, will he on his 66th birthday be going to EFCC?
The answer is obvious now. Even Nigeria knows the answer is no. It's not just serving.
So
those that are sympathetic to this government, they won't be called to.
That's the point I'm raising here.
Look at Ngige that stayed away from APC for a while. It took him. They detained him. After they released him, what did he do to have peace? In the next meeting, APC call. He
was the first.
He was the first person to arrive.
So that's what
this is what Nigerians are against. We are not against you going after those that have looted our money. We're not against Nigeria. We're not against AS going after the establishment.
Okay.
But we are against them being selective. That's what Nigeria is against. Let it cut across the board. So nobody is more special than other. So that's the issue here.
So the point here is that Malam is to celebrate his birthday, facing EFCC officer for interrogation. Is this the kind of birthday that the government of Nigeria should give to Malam after he has served Nigeria meritoriously as a BPP DG, as a FCT minister, as a governor of Kaduna State for 8 years? Yes, there's no way you could serve without you doing some certain things. So, but why wait this very moment before taking action? While he was with you those things were also there. You didn't take action. Why taking the action? That's why we are worried that is this the political mission, and it is the opposition has been crying that the government is doing everything possible to silence the opposition. Once you are in the opposition, there's steps taken, either you are coerced, or you are intimidated, or you are forced to support the government. Like the case of Ngige you mentioned, Ngige was on his own. He was not against nor for, but he was. Should we say is for? We also have the case of Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, who stood primarily against Mr. President. Immediately after he left office, he was declared wanted. But after the boardroom meeting and all of that, Yahaya Bello today is contesting for Kogi Central under the APC, and is the one saying that Tinubu must come back for second term in Kogi State. He's everywhere campaigning for the president return, and nobody is talking about his case. When you mention it, Amiable chairman of EFCC, who is doing very well, but in some area where his hands are tied, we say that I see stand by my word, I will prosecute Yahaya Bello, but we are not seeing the case coming up, because the last time the case came up in court, the EFCC witnesses are supposed to testify against Yahaya Bello, saying that Yahaya Bello has committed no offense, that no money was diverted. Is this what we agree to witness in this country?
Mr. Philip, if Malam ends up today in EFCC station, nobody should be blamed. Malam should be blamed, because he responded to TACC as telling them that he's coming today. He's aware today is his birthday. He could have chosen another day. So if you want to, I don't want you to spoke his followers. He's going to ask. There is one I wrote EFCC telling that he's coming today on his birthday. So he won't, because it's his birthday. The Lord should take his course. He chose his day. He could have answered, "You come tomorrow after my birthday." So let's not play into his plan, because he was aware of today. I decided to go and see them today. And if the EFCC have any reason to keep him, they should go ahead. We shouldn't stop keeping him because of his birthday.
Well, yes, in as much as I agree that the law should take its course, but I am saying,
okay, I think it appears Malam is already at the EFCC. Can we have let's see hear from our men on ground and see what is going on.
They're not coming to harm anybody now. Why not if you know they see? I mean, if they snatch your phone.
These people, calm down. My face is.
The fact that like you said, he believes that he has nothing to hide. He has come to answer the invitation. They should also, in reciprocating, they should give him self-recognition.
Okay, certainly he has the EFCC. Hopefully they have opportunity to get into the bidding and get us more details than this. But obviously, I could see EFCC bidding at the background there. They are there. And as it is, let's hope we'll get more details, and hopefully we're able to see in the coming days if it is a political persecution or accountability. I can assure you that a lot of people that shouted persecution, probably changed their mind. Not everybody, about Malami when they heard that 57 houses was tied to him. We have to balance it in all cases.